Oh, I see. The video is difficult to find because of that. Okay. Yeah, no, like, this is one of those things. I'm sure I might recognize a couple of these. There's a lot of YouTube channels and videos that, like, have a deep history, like, in the internet. Like, if anyone knows about the cicada codex and all that, and the freaking, what was it? There was the Plague Doctor videos from YouTube that nobody knew where the heck they were coming from. Oh, that was prime YouTube's creepypasta stuff, man. Loved it.
500 hours of content. With over 500 hours of content uploaded to YouTube nearly every minute,
parallel pipes,
there's bound
my
to be
dude.
some pretty weird and wacky stuff on this platform.
Check them out, my dude.
This YouTube iceberg lays out some of the weirdest things YouTube has to offer. So if you clicked on this video, you probably already know
Logan
how
Paul,
iceberg
Suicide
chart
Forest.
works, but
I said the word. YouTube. Alright, screw it. The Logan Paul Suicide Forest video. It's done. It's over. I lost it. That's it. It's getting flagged.
Stuff that's just kind of the tip of the iceberg. But the farther down the entries on the iceberg are,
I'm gonna raise the volume a little bit. He sounds a little bit low.
And like mysterious they're supposed to be. So where did this iceberg come from? Reddit. Yeah, I'm just as
of course.
but it doesn't stop this iceberg from being interesting nonetheless. Why don't we take a look at this iceberg?
That's the thing. That's the cool thing about icebergs, even on Reddit. Like, it's one of those things where it's like it's a great way to find a bunch of random stuff, like YouTube videos, things of that nature.
All the entries on it. I'm gonna get some of that Minecraft gameplay going to help lighten the mood because things are gonna get kind of weird. Here we go. Nursery rhymes. So what I think this entry on the list is referring to is just the copious amounts of really weird, like, nursery rhyme YouTube videos. So of course on YouTube you've got a lot of normal nursery rhyme videos. We're talking like these kind of like educational music videos that are aimed towards kids to help them learn stuff.
Cocomelon,
but for some reason, there's also this kind of like subgenre of these nursery rhyme videos.
And Pink Fong, I think is the other one, the little pink fox.
Weird. Like this subgenre of nursery rhyme videos we're talking about here are usually categorized by their super low budget and like super low effort look to them. They typically hold very little educational value. There's like this one dude on YouTube that literally does the exact same video. A lot of the time they are
just
like
does
barely
a phone
even
call
what
to a
could be
different kids
considered
cartoon.
a nursery rhyme.
Like sometimes he
calls
a
lot of the time it's like barely
Thanos,
even music.
Sometimes he calls Spider-Man. Sometimes he calls what is it?
And despite
Piggy
all
from
this,
Roblox.
some of these
Sometimes
videos garner
like it's the weirdest thing ever, and it's like the
amounts
exact same video.
Basically, it's just
like
really
you could literally
weird.
write the entire
Mobile
script, and it's the exact
YouTube
same
kind of
video.
has this
He just
tendency
changes
to
the person he's talking
really
to on the phone.
Weird and really misleading ads for mobile games.
I get a
Sometimes the
weird
ads
phone
for
call
mobile
from
games
Peppa
YouTube
Pig
gives
at
you
3
are
in the
just
morning.
Super low quality, super low effort, and make no sense. And sometimes the game the ad is advertising for looks nothing like it does in the advertisement.
It does
it's
not.
Just super weird.
It's those as well as like literally the same exact video game, but with a different
Back towards the end of
advertisement.
2017, popular YouTube vlogger Logan Paul went to Okigara Forest in Japan, a forest known to have many people kill themselves in it. Basically, Logan Paul went to this forest.
Yeah, everyone
and
knows about
filmed
this one.
a dead guy in it.
This makes a lot of sense.
But not only did he just film the dead guy, he
took a
put
selfie
it in
with
one
him.
of his vlogs and uploaded it to YouTube. Believe it or
and he
not,
took a
the
selfie.
video was not
Don't forget the
received
selfie. He was super
particularly
proud of
well,
that selfie.
and it was promptly taken down.
It was the happiest.
Though in a lot of ways,
it was the biggest smile I've ever seen in my life.
Logan Paul
was his
received a
best
lot
day
of
ever.
deserved criticism, and the whole situation made a lot of news headlines, and the whole situation was just really messed up and terrible. Looking back on this whole thing, though, it really was just kind of a road bump in Logan Paul's career, considering he's still on YouTube. Nowadays, he's making Pokemon card unboxing videos.
And he's also doing crypto scams.
Is a little bit random, but I'm pretty sure it's just referring to
has the egg thing, has Zoocoin freaking worked yet? I don't think it has. I think it's still freaking down.
Like comment bots. You know how sometimes if you go into the comments of a YouTube video, there'll be commenters that are not actual people, but they're just bots, and they usually say just really stupid and like meaningless things. The Odd Ones Out is a furry. So The Odd Ones Out is a pretty popular storytime animation YouTube
I know that
channel.
guy. He has some good content.
Though I guess
like his song.
A little bit of a rumor floating around recently that The
Life
Odd
is
Ones Out
fun.
is a furry.
Gotta make the
I guess
most
people
of it.
often cite the fact that he has a $1,000 fursuit head that has made a lot of appearances in his videos.
Is that true?
Pictures on social media, and that he talks about furries a lot in his videos a lot. So is The Odd Ones Out a furry? There are some people out there that are super convinced The Odd Ones Out is a furry. Though if you ask me, he's probably not. Just straight up, he probably isn't. If you ask me, I think The Odd Ones Out probably finds it kind of funny that people call him a furry, so he just kind of plays into the joke.
Oh, definitely.
It's funny. Though with this kind of stuff, you can never be too certain. Furries are a weird breed out there, and you never know what they're gonna do. Fake claw
I'm still convinced Saber Spark's a furry.
So on YouTube, there's a pretty big genre of videos that are centered around claw machine games. These videos are usually about people winning prizes and stuff out of claw machines, and you know, the thumbnails and titles of these videos would lead you to believe
Ludwig does a lot of those, but he does it in Japan.
Prizes from these claw machines. Although much of the time, these videos are pretty much fake. A lot of the time, the people in these videos aren't like going out to an actual arcade.
What am I watching? I'm just watching a freaking speedrun of a race on Minecraft. What is this?
What often happens in a lot of these videos, though, is people will have their own like personal claw machines that they have total control over. They can like control the likelihood of them winning a prize out of, and they'll make it look like it's a legit claw machine at an arcade, when in reality, it's just like their own personal thing that they have total control over. YouTubers threatened on the dark
It's not
web.
like, believe it or not, it is not as expensive to get a claw machine as you might think.
But
I was very surprised. I was looking into it to see if I can get one from the store I was managing at the time. I thought it would make some extra cash. I thought it'd be a good idea.
Pretending to be abducted by people on the dark web, or like buying mysterious things off the dark web, or whatever. These videos are often like super clickbaity, and they're aimed towards kids a lot of the time, and they're super stupid. And I think this
the classic arrow, the red circle.
About it. Maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe
I'm gonna start doing that, by the way. I'm gonna start clickbaiting like crazy. I don't care.
I don't know. Don't hug me, I'm scared. Don't hug me.
Oh, I love Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared.
Series on YouTube. The series kind of like parodies the likes of Sesame Street or the Muppets, and the whole series kind of tells this really vague story that many people like to theorize about. It's a pretty good series.
They're not that vague, honestly. It's pretty understandable. I'll be real with you. Have you seen any of those? I know Chaos has seen some of the Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. The Time one was a trip for me. I actually watched the Time Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared at a really dark point in my life.
Although
and
uploaded the video,
it made me like way more worse than I was at the time. But I think it was cool. I remember this!
Eating soup, while these weird two costumed figures approach him from behind and like start patting him on the back.
He starts like crying and stuff,
dude.
There
are many rumors as to where this video originates from and what its true meaning is. Some people like to claim that this video came from the dark web, and the man in the video is being held hostage by the two costumed figures. Although this is an interesting theory, there is pretty much no
like the vast majority of these creepy YouTube stuff got debunked at a certain point or another.
Are known as Ray Ray, and they are the creations of the American animator and director Raymond S. Percy. Ray Ray have appeared in a lot of Raymond S. Percy's personal work, such as like
a lot of these got debunked after a while.
Videos on YouTube that were made by him. According to Raymond S. Percy, the costumes were stolen from him after a performance on the Hollywood Sunset Strip in the early 2000s. Raymond S. Percy has been reported to claim that the soup.avi video was made by the people who stole the costumes from him, and the video was sent to him as kind of a weird fan letter or something like that. Whether or not this story is true is inconclusive, so make what you want out of this monstrosity of a video.
Suicide
Mouse. So, Suicide Mouse is this pretty old creepypasta about this like lost Mickey Mouse cartoon.
Oh, I don't know about this one.
People kill themselves after watching it. This has led a lot of people to like pretend to upload this lost episode of Mickey Mouse to YouTube. It's a pretty, it is what
that's
it
like
is.
the jungle
salad fingers.
The jungle adventure. There's like a jungle adventure
on
island or something in I think it's Disney World.
Weird green guy.
There's like this whole little island where it was jungle themed and all that. They have like this giant anaconda statue.
It's pretty
and a lot of people made creepypastas about that spot too.
So on YouTube, there's a channel called.
But in reality, it was just like they kept dumping toxic stuff there, and they had to like close it off and stuff.
The video shows this guy going
so they could like clean everything off, make sure it's safe.
Called 666, but only to find that the channel has been suspended. Eventually, though, the guy in the video starts like reloading the page to see if he can find the channel 666, and as he starts reloading the page, YouTube begins to get more and more distorted and weird, and eventually, after reloading the page enough times, the YouTube channel 666 does appear. The guy in the video then goes on to click on the YouTube channel 666 and watch some of the videos on it, and believe it or not, some of the imagery in the videos are really weird.
Okay, I knew about this one.
Over. So, I mean, this obviously kind of goes without saying, but, you know, this video isn't real. I mean, the channel that the video user 66 is on has a lot of other content very similar to it. Lots of other YouTube videos that are supposed to be, like, spooky and scary. What's interesting about this video, though, is for a long time, if you were to try and visit 666's YouTube channel, YouTube would give you a message saying that this channel has been terminated. Nowadays, if you try and search for 666's YouTube channel, YouTube will tell you that this page is just unavailable. So there is a little bit of a mystery surrounding, like, what the YouTube channel 666 was and why it got deleted. Petscop.
I'm pretty sure YouTube just deleted it just so that nobody would take it and get, like,
this guy named Paul.
Like, the last thing they need is for a bunch of religious people to get on top of their case, you know?
And he does a let's play of it. But as
I can understand them just not wanting stuff like that to
exist.
And
spooky and scary.
I'm pretty sure they also the word nazi is also one of those that they also like blocked off and made sure nobody could watch.
Interesting. It's a pretty cool ARG. There's a lot to it though, so I'm just gonna leave it off here. Russian YouTubers killed by government. I am not 100% sure as to what this entry on the list is like specifically exactly referring to, but I have an idea. So basically, there's this pretty much dead YouTube channel called FPS Russia that once made videos about showing off like different types of guns and firearms.
It's not dead, is it? He's still making content.
The YouTube channel's owner, Kyle Myers, had a partner named Keith Ratliff who would help him obtain all the firearms and guns in the videos. Where this gets weird though is in 2013, Keith Ratliff was found murdered in his very own gun store. Due to the nature of how he was shot, a suicide was ruled out, and this has led many people to theorize on who shot him. And one of these theories is that he was killed by the government. Apparently, a lot of people think that the Obama...
When you have, like, no information, again, the theory is going to be it was FPS Russia or the government. Like, it's like, dude, what are you talking about?
How big FPS Russia had gotten, and since, you know, the Obama administration wants to take everyone's guns away, they went out and killed
for crying
Keith
out
Ratliff.
loud.
Of course, you know, take this conspiracy with a grain of salt. It is literally an Alex Jones conspiracy theory.
The founder of SPS Russia.
Okay, that makes sense.
Tied up at his offices, he's a gun manufacturer, and shot in the back of the head execution style. Tied up in a chair, expertly, shot in the back of the head.
What's weird about this entry, though, is it specifically says Russian YouTubers killed by government. And what's weird about this is Kyle Myers and Keith Ratliff were not actually Russian.
Yeah.
They would just put on a Russian accent in their videos as like a joke.
There you go. Maybe drop that bomb on y'all for those who don't know.
Something completely...
He had the worst, and that was half of the joke too, was the fact that he had the worst freaking fake accent. Like
where an actual...
I'll be honest with you all, I was super destroyed when I found that out.
Russian YouTuber was killed by the government, but I'm pretty sure it's talking about the conspiracy theory that Keith Ratliff was killed by the government. Autopsy. I am pretty sure that
is that just in general? Just all autopsies on YouTube?
Talking about how there are autopsy videos on YouTube. It's a little bit self-explanatory. 00390 is a pretty mysterious YouTube channel with a lot of weird content to cover. The content on this channel ranges from like really weird cooking videos to videos of some guy just driving through the streets and filming random women.
Is that the old dude that
channel has around 13,000
Is this the old dude that like dresses up in like a woman like
what this channel
skin
like, really is and what it's about? One of the most popular theories about the channel right now, though, is that it is ran by a kidnapper. Many people believe that the videos of him like just driving around and filming random people is him like searching for victims to kidnap. There's also a couple other videos
I can see that
on the channel that
I'll be honest with you.
Believe this. There is a video called How to Move a Semi-Unconscious Body. The video is basically exactly what you'd expect it to be. It's a guy trying to move what is supposedly a semi-unconscious body. It's probably an actor, but you never know. There is really no true
Like, what is he claiming? That it's for CPR or something?
It probably is an ARG. It probably isn't real, but I mean, there's been no true conclusion that has been come to when it comes to
like people have to like you have to remember a lot of horror movies will make their own YouTube channel and like try to make quote unquote real scary videos or real like disturbing videos as like a way to promote
random and weird stuff. I don't think it really goes any deeper than that. Mr. Anime. There was once a channel on YouTube.
Oh goodness, Mr. Anime. So for those of you who don't know, Mr. Anime was one of the very, very first anime content creators on the channel. Mr. Anime was a freaking... Everyone knew him. Everyone knew him. He was one of the first people that really wasn't afraid to go full deep into the anime scene. And then he lost his mind and murdered his whole family. Like, I cannot make this stuff up. I gotta go now for a walk with my dad. I'll be back later. Oh, absolutely, my dude. Thank you so much. No, dude, Mr. Anime was a nut job.
Known as LensCap Productions, that was ran by Trey Eric Seltzer, who went by Mr. Anime in his videos. On this channel, Trey Eric Seltzer would make anime reviews.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Trey Eric Seltzer...
He by the way, like, the vast majority of anime YouTubers today were inspired by frickin' Mr. Anime.
Went on to murder his entire family. Yeah.
Dude.
This was a real thing that happened. It made headlines. It's
like, it was out of nowhere, dude.
From September 30th, 2016 to...
I hate the fact this dude doesn't go more in depth with this.
October 31st, 2019.
The whole case surrounding it all was lunacy, dude.
A channel by the name of WebDriver Torso uploaded over 600,000 videos. Nearly all of these videos consisted of a slideshow of two rectangles, one of them red and one of them blue, just like flashing on the screen. These videos were only around like 10 seconds long, and nearly all 600,000 videos was just that. Just variations of...
By the way, it got a huge amount of views. These videos got a huge amount of views, even though they were only 10 seconds. But what it actually was, if I remember correctly, it was some kind of studio or animation dude who was basically using these for his company. Like, it was just super convenient, instead of paying for a server, to just upload everything to YouTube and just have it stored there. Like, why would you pay for a servers for your company if you can just upload it to YouTube and tell your employees to get the references from YouTube? It's so much easier.
Of these red and blue squares just flashing on screen. There were a few videos that did break this format though. One of these videos was just a video of the Eiffel Tower at night. One of these videos was a blocked episode of Aqua Team Hunger Force. And the third unique video looked to just be another one of these like weird red and blue square videos. But towards the end of the video, the red square morphed into...
You got rickrolled. Yeah, it's literally, it was a company that was just like...
For a long time, people speculated as to what this channel was, if there were like coded messages in these videos, or if these videos were like an alien life form trying to communicate with us or something.
With a rickroll.
After many years of mystery and speculation, though, Google eventually just came out and said that WebDriver Torso was a channel that they used to test YouTube upload quality.
Oh, it was
this is pretty much most
Google
definitely
themselves.
a closed case. It's pretty clear that WebDriver Torso is probably just a thing Google uses to test YouTube upload quality. Some people still do believe that there are hidden messages somewhere in these videos.
Even though they can't find anything.
Vlogs. So Ash Vlogs is an ARG about a vlogger named Ash Vlogs who is getting stalked, and at some point she gets abducted, and it's this whole spooky thing. There's a lot.
If I'm not mistaken, this was for a movie, but I might be mistaken. I can't remember which one it was, but there was one where they had a whole, like, she's being stalked, she's being hunted, there's an actual stalker chasing her, and it turned out it was all fake. It was for a movie.
Not going on with this ARG, so I'm just gonna leave it up to you if you want to know more. It's pretty interesting. There seems to be a pretty dedicated, like, fan base of people that are into trying to solve this ARG. What's weird about this entry on the iceberg, though, is it says Mukon Ash Vlogs. I know what Ash Vlogs is, but I have no idea what Mukon has to do with this. I don't know what Mukon means. I've done some digging and I can't find anything related to Ash Vlogs that has to do with the term Mukon. Red Book. So there is a book out there called The Red Book, and it is the work of the Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst Carl Jung. The Red
I don't
Book
know much
is
about this one, actually.
Documentation and exploration.
I've read The Anarchist
by Carl
Cookbook.
Jung of his inner self.
It's a really interesting read.
It contains a lot of psychedelic drawings of his dreams and of these mythical characters.
No, it's super brutal.
It's a pretty weird but interesting book. What's kind of weird about this entry on the list, though, is there is not a whole lot of content on YouTube related to Carl Jung's Red Book. Maybe this entry on the list is trying to draw some sort of connection between YouTube and the Red Book. I don't really know. I do kind of have a more reasonable
Could it be like a deep web website?
And it relates to a
anyone know about the Red Book?
Like demon ghost summoning Mexican game.
Is it like the Orange YouTube?
El Juego del Libro Rojo, which is literally just the Spanish translation of the Red Book game. Basically, El Juego del Libro Rojo is this kind of like Ouija board demon summoning, ghost summoning game where basically you put yourself in a dark room, you take out a red book. It needs to be read. It's a book that needs to be read. And you
Can it just be any book, or does it have to be a specific book?
And then you randomly open up a page.
Because the cover of Corduroy, if anyone read Corduroy, is also red. Can I read Corduroy in a dark room?
In the book, and place down a finger on a random
I love
page,
Corduroy. That's a great little teddy bear
your
story.
Finger lands on, that is the answer to your question. If your question was properly answered by that, you've summoned a demon or ghost or something like that. Now, on the English side of YouTube, there is not a whole lot of
is it like a waifu demon? Like, is it like an anime demon? Like
Libro Rojo.
Like, what's the point of reading this book?
Of YouTube, there are
I want to succubus anime waifu.
I would say it's not a stretch to say that this entry on the list is not referring to Carl Jung's Red Book, but instead it is referring to the Mexican demon summoning game El Juego del Libro Rojo, Sad Satan. Okay.
Is that something new? I haven't really, a lot of my family members in Mexico haven't really talked about that or tried to do that.
June of 2015, a YouTube channel by the name of Obscure Horror Corner uploaded a playthrough of a game by the name of Sad Satan. The playthrough of...
Oh, why is Satan sad?
Sad Satan displayed a very dark and distorted horror...
Come on, dude, you're an all-powerful demon. Just smile for a little bit. Goodness, how much more do you need?
Game and had a lot of random flashing imagery and had really distorted audio.
I want to get back to horror games. I really do.
The game, though, gained a lot of popularity, and a lot of people gained interest in this Sad Satan game. Eventually, the popular gaming news outlet called Kotaku
can we actually play that one?
With the owner of the Obscure Horror Corner YouTube channel. In the interview, the owner of Obscure Horror Corner claimed that he received the download link to the Sad Satan game from an anonymous subscriber who apparently had found it on the dark web. Eventually, the owner of Obscure Horror Corner provided a
on the
download
dark web.
link
Yeah,
to
sure.
Sad
You probably
Satan
found
game
it on
Reddit,
freaking
but
Newgrounds.
eventually it was found out that the link provided was fake. After it was found out that the download link for the game was fake, Obscure Horror Corner went on record to say that he purposely gave out a fake download link as he felt that he did not want to be responsible for the distribution of the graphic material that could be found within the Sad Satan game. At around the same time, though, a person on 4chan who was claiming to be the anonymous subscriber that gave Obscure Horror Corner the Sad Satan download link in the first place posted his own download link to the Sad Satan game. This download
we can play it.
Was eventually discovered, though, to be packed with viruses and other disgusting content that would brick the PC of anyone who would download and run it. Although there are now safe versions of the Sad Satan game you can play, it is really recommended that you do not download this version of the game because it will brick your computer.
I'd rather just not touch it. I'm not going to play it. Nobody send it to me. I'm just not going to play it.
Came from in the first place, but
I don't like dealing with that stuff. I hate running.
It is a little bit of an open mystery. Just
I hate running. Sorry, I hate running friggin'
Poco Shopping.
Antiviruses and stuff. Windows Defender's already a freaking pain in the butt.
Like Japanese television shopping.
But I have to.
The videos about these like doll guys that try and say weird things.
Oh, finally we got something interesting. Okay.
And like fresh internal organs or something like that. This video is actually made by the same guy that made the User 666 video, so that's pretty cool. Chris Chan.
Oh, okay.
When it comes to Chris Chan, there was a lot.
That's it? No, come on. We finally got something good, and you're just gonna
actually made by the same
fly by it? Come on, dude.
User 666 video, so that's pretty cool. Chris Chan.
I'm sorry, dude, but you're not going into enough detail on the cooler stuff.
When it comes to Chris Chan,
there's
a lot going on. So
okay, I don't know all the details of this one, but I do remember Chris Chan.
I'm gonna move through this pretty quickly. Chris Chan is this YouTuber, vlogger person. She, formerly he, is the creator of a webcomic known as Sonichu, and due to the perceived amateur nature of this comic and the fact that she has a mental disability, she has gained a lot of followers and a lot of trolls. It is to such a point that she has a dedicated wiki to documenting everything in her life. There are entire YouTube channels that are just dedicated to talking about Chris Chan. Some people even think that Chris Chan has one of the most well-documented lives in history. The story of Chris Chan is definitely not a simple one, but if you ask me, at the end of the day, it's a pretty unfortunate story. Local 58. So on YouTube there...
I love Local 58. Why is it so low on the iceberg? What are you talking about? It's so well known. Everyone knows about it. I feel like everyone knows about Local 58. Local 58 is pretty much it's an old news broad. It's not even old, right? It's analog horror on YouTube. Analog horror on YouTube is one of my favorite things ever to watch. So Local 58 is basically just an analog horror of a news station that is pretty much running these sort of news advertisements, shows, blocks, but it all has this weird alien-y twist. And I believe my current favorite theory is that potentially the moon is trying to use this old news channel to try to communicate with Earth, and it's basically like angry at the fact that we're moving into digital media. It's a really weird one. There's that one, and then there's Gemini Entertainment. That one's so good.
Local 58 TV Community Television, and it's kind of this parody of like your average local television broadcast station.
It's as if the moon itself is trying to communicate with Earth. It's so crazy, like the
television station.
Like my current theory on that, and maybe we should watch some of those, is My current theory on that is that the moon is some kind of eldritch being, and it's trying to communicate using old cassette tape, old analog footage.
So I had no idea what this entry on the iceberg was.
Like, he didn't even go over any of that.
I've heard of Floricida Dreams. So
Come
you know
on,
what
Parallel
I did?
Pipes, what are you
I'll
doing?
tell you what I did. I went up into that YouTube search bar and I searched up Floricida Dreams. And lo and behold, there's a channel called Floricida Dreams with 6,000 subscribers, and it's a Spanish YouTube channel. And to say the YouTube videos on the Floricida YouTube channel are weird would be kind of an understatement. Pretty much all of the videos on this YouTube channel are just an absolute trip. They're filled with tons of loud, crazy sounds and flashing
more
imagery.
analog.
It also doesn't help that the
it's trying to do the reptilian thing.
Spanish,
okay.
So I can't understand a word that's being spoken. A ton of the videos on the channel are about like weird, distorted faces. It's
I love analog
weird.
horror like
After
this.
translating and reading through a lot of the comments, though, it seems to be this whole entire channel is just some weird audio-visual art thing. Some people think it's connected to like an ARG, I think. Just in general, it's really hard for me to do research and learn about this because it's in Spanish, and I don't speak the language. If anyone speaks
I'm not going to
Spanish
spoil
and,
anything,
somehow
but Degenerate
manages to
Weeb
be
has been
interested
working
in
on
this, you go right
a
ahead.
project that
Medieval
realistically he's
again,
had in his
I
brain
had no
since he
idea
was like
what
in middle school.
footage was referring
It's
to.
supposed to be an
I did some
analog
digging
horror.
online. There's not a whole
It
lot
wasn't originally,
about
but it's sort of
medieval
mutated into that.
relating to YouTube.
And
if you just go ahead and search
I don't know how
medieval
long
found
that's going to
footage
take to
on
film.
YouTube, it'll pull up a video.
That's
medieval found footage.
and it's not even like it's going to be
Basically just this
a big
40-second
format
video of
like
random
film or
clips
anything like
from
that. It's
medieval
intended to
movies.
be
I'm pretty sure it's
very
kind of
short
just like
segments.
a joke about how like it's found footage.
But it's going to be an
medieval
interesting
times,
one.
even though there weren't
We're
cameras
currently
back then.
scouting
Yeah, I know, I'm the
locations
joke
to see where we
explaining.
can
If we look
film
into
some
the
of the
comments
scenes, some of the
this
shots that
video,
we want to
get
do.
a little more insight as to what's going on
But
in this
that being
video.
said,
The comment
it's definitely not
by
going to drop on
Diabetes
Flamethrower Monkey. It's not going to
Maximus
drop
2 says,
on
Boy Scouts and stuff.
Degenerate
This
Weeb's
thing
channel,
isn't
Anime
real.
Addict.
Most of
It's
the
going to drop on
fragments
some
here are
other,
parts of movies
like, I don't even know. It's going to be some
40s,
obscure
60s.
channel.
It was debunked
We
by
just kind of want to
4chan
see
when
how
it
that
came out,
plays
but
out.
not
It's
gonna
just,
lie,
that's just for
it
us.
seems
That's
like
just
an
for us.
interesting
That's just for us to
topic.
mess
So
around
basically,
with.
the comment is saying that this is fake and it was debunked by 4chan.
I will
tried
let
to
y'all
find,
know
like, the
if
original
and when
4chan
anything
thread
like
he's
that comes
referring
out.
to in this comment, but I couldn't. This entry on the iceberg is just kind of weird. So yeah, Silent Dork. This entry on the list is referring to a channel by the
I
name
don't
of
know
Silent
I don't know
Dork.
about Silent Dork.
The channel is formatted to make it seem like it's just like a vlog channel by this guy named Tyler. The whole thing though is that Tyler will upload these videos to his YouTube channel, but they'll be like distorted and glitched up by some paranormal force. And sometimes the paranormal force will just randomly upload videos to the channel without Tyler's knowing at all. It's kind of interesting. It's a pretty run-of-the-mill ARG if you ask me. So, you know, look into it if you're bored one day. Exclamation point question.
I'm a bit real with you. I like the video here, Parallel Pipes. I like that you're going through all these things. I just wish you gave a little bit more.
Kind of cool because I've had my own little personal
like
experience
info
with this
or
one.
something.
On
Talk
YouTube,
about it a little bit more.
There is a video.
That'd be my only
but not just
criticism
any
here.
kind of video. A Mario Kart Wii.
Though
Rainbow
admittedly,
Road
just the
speedrun
fact that
video.
you were able to dig into
What's
all this
interesting about
is
this
already
video
wildly
is that
amazing.
its name is literally
I don't
just
have the patience to go
exclamation
looking
point
for this stuff.
Question mark.
But
And
once
the thing
I
about
find
this
it,
video
ooh,
is you cannot search
oh,
it up.
man.
If you go up into the YouTube search bar and just type in exclamation point question mark, you will not find this video. You can't.
We might
It's
look at
just
one of the local
impossible for some
98s or
reason.
maybe even
the
the
only way you
friggin'
can
Gemini.
find this video
Oh, I'll
is
show
if
you
it
guys
is
my favorite
recommended to you.
Gemini
The video has over
entertainment.
8.7 million
It's friggin'
views,
insane.
which all come from
It's
people
the
just
friggin', like,
randomly
Blood Vein
being
family
recommended
one.
this video. This video is on a channel called 121KN, and it does have other videos, but the other videos on this channel are also really hard to search for because they're either in Japanese or they have really random names like A or NM. Monkey hate. So, on YouTube, there is a pretty big community of people that just hate monkeys. Just absolutely despise them for some reason. If you
okay. Excuse me.
were to search up the term monkey hate in
What's wrong with us? We're cool. I'm awesome. Screw you. What?
YouTube, you will find just playlist after playlist filled with videos relating to monkey hate. Some of the videos being pretty tame, though some of the videos being borderline animal abuse. A lot of the comments on these monkey videos are super weird.
Neil? YouTube Neil? CEO of YouTube? What is this, Neil? Oh, are you kidding me? I'm totally putting that. I'm absolutely complaining about that on your next freaking dumb YouTube survey. You're just letting monkey hate go everywhere all over the internet now?
too.
It's okay to freaking hate on monkeys now? Okay. All right. I see how it is, Neil.
On it, you would find comments
CEO of YouTube, Neil.
Of people talking about how much they want to hurt monkeys and like terrible things they want to do.
Why do you hate monkeys?
It's a really weird
What's wrong with monkeys?
And a pretty unfortunate one too. There are a lot of theories as to why this like community of people dedicated to hating monkeys exists. One of the more popular theories is that these videos and comments dedicated to hating monkeys come from people that live in countries such as India, where monkeys are just generally seen as pests.
Okay, I can kind of get that. I mean, there's no reason to torture the poor things, but I can absolutely see like a situation, because I'll be honest with you, there are definitely a lot of monkeys out there that just harass people, that just steal like from backpacks. They steal, like, they'll snatch things right out of your hand. Like I can see that. I can see someone be like, you know, but I don't know why you would torture them on YouTube.
Although
that's just messed up.
I think this theory accounts for some of the people in this
monkey hate 100%.
Community.
Some of the people I can understand.
The majority of it, because a lot of these monkey hate videos and
For those of you who don't know, I am a pygmy marmoset. All right, I'm a pocket monkey, a finger monkey, some might say. We don't mess with nobody, okay? We stick at the top of the tree. We drink nectar. Don't mess with us. We don't mess with you. If anything, y'all keep knocking down our trees. But other than that, you know,
are coming from people that clearly are
we
not
try
from
to stay
India,
away.
Clearly originate from an English-speaking country. Another theory is that this is just some really convoluted trolling scheme. You know, there are a lot of people on the internet out there that just like saying terrible things and posting terrible things just for the sake of being terrible and getting that shock value.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Attention. And some people think that's what's going on with this monkey hate community, that it's just a bunch of people trolling and saying terrible things about monkeys to get attention. Although I do think some of the people within this monkey hate community might be just kind of trolling. I don't think that's what the majority of people are. At this point, it honestly just seems to me that there are people out there that just genuinely
just have a hatred towards monkeys,
that they feel the need to go on YouTube and make comments talking about how much they absolutely despise monkeys. And
I didn't know there was such a monkey hatred on YouTube.
Like monkeys, but it's pretty unfortunate that this community of people is allowed to just exist on YouTube. You know, animal abuse isn't really cool. I think YouTube.
Yeah, no, it's sad.
This isn't the kind of stuff that I think should be just on YouTube. This should be reserved for probably the more far-flung corners of the internet.
4chan, got
it. So, anuncio inteligente is a Spanish term, and according to Google Translate, it translates to English as smart ad. So I had to do quite a bit of digging to figure out what this
Anuncio? No, it don't. Wait, what? Did YouTube really say? Anuncio is like news, an announcement. Anuncio, announcement. Anuncio does not mean...
So, anuncio inteligente is a Spanish term.
If you want to say ad or advertisement, it's advertizo.
It translates to English as...
Un advertizo, not a anuncio. What?
Smart ad. So...
This is why you shouldn't trust Google Translate, my dude.
I had to do quite a bit of digging to figure out what this entry on the iceberg was referring to, but I actually think I found it. I believe this entry on the iceberg is referring to a Facebook post made in 2019 that garnered quite a bit of attention. This post came from a man by the name of, excuse my pronunciation, Raul Navarrete. As you can see, this post is in Spanish, so I had to go about translating it. I don't speak Spanish, so I had to use Google Translate here. I think we got a pretty good translation of it, but I think it kind of goes without saying that Google Translate isn't perfect, so in some spots it is a little bit weird. But basically, here's what this post says. Something super strange just happened to me. I was watching YouTube videos through my smart TV when suddenly an ad appears, as it always happens on YouTube. I was going to skip it when suddenly I saw this ad. It lasted more than 5 hours.
That's not uncommon. If anyone remembers Get Shorty, they literally put the entire first episode as an advertisement on YouTube. It was an hour-long episode. So yeah, you could, like, as long as you're willing to pay the fee, YouTube will do that.
I was very
surprised. Not a lot of people know that.
I called my dad to see how long it lasted. I took a picture of it while I was waiting for my dad to arrive. The girl in the ad spent it talking, and by the time my dad arrived, she directed her gaze towards him. Even my dad said so mockingly that she was watching him. My dad and I stood in front of the television. The girl fell silent, and we felt like she was looking at us. We kept thinking that it was impossible for her to see us. It was not a video call or anything like that. It was a simple advertisement for YouTube. It was simply impossible for it to see us. We made fun of how silly it sounded. The girl kept talking, but suddenly she approached the screen and was already
just sounds like
beginning
a
to get
creepypasta at this point.
My dad wanted to test if she could hear us and said the word changa a few times, and thus the unthinkable happened. This Asian girl said Changa back. At that moment, we get scared and I look for the control to skip the ad. Between my dad and I, we decide that we were very tired. It really was a long and tiring day, but in the way we could not ignore this fact, and we better turn off the television. My doubts are,
I would have left it going. I would have left it going. I would have started communicating with that thing. Are you kidding me?
If I see it possible to be
why does everyone run away from things? If you see a ghost, you frickin' talk to it. You communicate with it. Why would you run away?
YouTube was hacked. This thing that happened to my dad and I scared us. If someone has gone through something like that, I would like to know their story. This was mine. So obviously, like I said, a little bit of a word salad there sometimes. Google Translate isn't perfect, but I think we can kind of see what's going on here. Basically, this post is saying that this guy was like watching YouTube videos on his smart TV, and then all of a sudden this 5-hour ad pops up. But it turns out it's not like your normal everyday video ad. It turns out it's like a video call in which the person in the video call can hear and see them.
Yeah.
So is this real? I mean, although anyone can make an ad for YouTube, there are certain requirements that need to be met. For your video to be able to work as an ad on YouTube, it needs to be a certain file format. But a like live stream video chat thing that can detect like audio and a webcam would not meet the file format requirements necessary to work as an ad on YouTube. The only way that I could imagine this could have possibly legitimately happened is if YouTube somehow is like secretly rolling out a new function for ads in which it's not like a video,
not beyond the realm of possibility for that. YouTube does tend to like to really like sneak a lot of new features through.
Something out like that, they would
but honestly, I would believe that whoever was on the other side hacked their personal smart TV long before I believe it was something on YouTube.
I guess something we're kind of considering is that YouTube ads can be super long. Like there are reports out there of people getting like 2-hour ads, 3-hour ads, and so
yeah, I literally watched the entire first episode of Get Shorty as a YouTube ad, and you bet your butt I watched the entire episode. That's a free episode.
This guy
I ain't gonna pay for stars or whatever thing was on.
Too much of a stretch, I guess. And I guess it is like kind of technically possible that just out of pure coincidence, the girl in this ad just seemed like she was watching them. She just happened to say the same word that the dude said. Though at the end of the day, I think it's pretty clear what's going on here. It's a creepypasta. Some dude just made this up. It is pretty interesting though. It's like a cool idea. This thing. Yeah. Okay, so this Japanese text here refers to a YouTube channel by the same name. I would try and translate this into English, though even in Japanese, these characters like don't make any sense. If you put this term into Google Translate and make it pronounce it for you, it makes this sound. So I'm just gonna call it from now on. So is a
what symbol is that in English?
It's a weird channel. No one is entirely sure as to who's behind it and what it's really about and what's going on with it.
You sure it's Japanese?
Basically, what happens
I honestly
in a lot
don't know
of
the
these
kanji
videos
too well,
is
so I can't even
Barbie doll guy
differentiate.
And he just says stuff to you. I'll play a quick clip of one of the videos.
Hello. It's a VTuber. Yay! Nugumu. I love you, Nugumu. You're awesome.
He usually says some pretty disturbing stuff to you, like he wants to suck the lifeblood out of you. He talked about how he's approaching you. It's a pretty weird channel. Really, no one is quite sure as to what it's about. Some people think it's...
Hey, look, bro, I appreciate that you want to suck me, but, like, personal boundaries, bro.
Like some sort of weird, like, art project or art installation.
I like my lifeblood. I like having my lifeblood inside of my lifeblood areas.
Try hard enough.
Some
people like to think that this channel
I understand why you want lifeblood, but
so
you know
that's a thing.
Don't touch my giblets.
I really
is all I'm saying.
don't know though. No one on the internet seems to know what this channel really is and what it's about and what it's supposed to be and what the point of it is. It's just mainly videos of this Barbie doll guy just saying stuff to you. Honestly, if you ask me,
it's just meant to be creepy,
it's just weird for the sake of being weird. Some people say that there's like hidden messages in some of these videos, and there totally could be. But if you ask me, I think this is just kind of a channel that's just super weird for the sake of being super weird. Sequel to Me at the Zoo. So this entry on the list is a little bit weird, but...
Sequel to Me at the Zoo. So for those who don't know, Me at the Zoo was the, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the very first YouTube video that was ever uploaded to the YouTube channel. It was literally a video called Me at the Zoo, and it was just them recording a video of them at the zoo. So there's your super interesting fact for the day.
I'll give it my best shot. So if you didn't know, the very first video uploaded to YouTube is called Me at the Zoo, and it's by YouTube's co-founder, Jawed Karim. This video has kind of a little bit of a diseased history. It's had quite a few problems throughout its time on YouTube. For a while, it had a really bad problem with bots spamming the comment section. Like, it was really bad at a point. In fact, it was so bad that Me at the Zoo was the...
It is by far the largest view count, like, video, I believe. Just because of how long it's been on the platform.
First video to reach 10 million comments. The Me at the Zoo video has also had a pretty big problem where the video will be hacked and have the description changed. The description of the video has been changed to many things throughout the year. At one point, it was a sub-to-sub scam. At one point, it was a Rickroll. And at one point, the description read, update video at 10 million subs. So I think this entry on the iceberg, sequel to Me at the Zoo, is talking about how the description of the Me at the Zoo video at one point read update video at 10 million subs. So like there'd be like a sequel to Me at the Zoo at 10 million subs. I think it should be noted though that the hacking problem with this video seems like it's come to an end.
Yeah, YouTube has really buffed up their protections on some stuff. Maybe it's time to go back to this. Quite a lot, and not only that, but of course, it's a target that a lot of people already target anyways. They already hit it, so it's like, what's the point? What's the point really in
after a car crash on Route 112
trying to keep hitting that one when YouTube is on top of their case now?
She was a 21-year-old nursing student, and since this car crash, her whereabouts are still unknown. She just disappeared. Now, in of itself, this is a pretty weird story. But here's where it takes an even weirder turn. Exactly 8 years after Mara Murray's disappearance, a YouTube channel by the name of 112 Dirtbag uploaded a video called Happy Anniversary. Basically, what happens in this Happy Anniversary video is there's this old guy who just stares at the camera and starts manically laughing.
Was it on the same day as the disappearance?
He just hysterically breaks down, starts laughing at the camera. He starts winking at the camera. He's missing some teeth. He's a greasy old guy. It goes on like this for a minute, and the video ends with the words, Happy Anniversary splashing on the screen. Might I remind you, this video was uploaded on the 8th anniversary of Mara Murray's disappearance. So already this is seeming kind of weird, a little bit.
Is it that weird? It's like throw a rock at a calendar and you'll hit a day that somebody somewhere out there went missing. These missing people cases are quite common, unfortunately. And then on top of that, it's the 8th anniversary? You think this guy had to wait 8 years to freaking, like, do his tell-all? Freaking, yeah, I don't really...
A weird old guy uploads a video of him laughing.
Now, if it had the woman's name in the description or something, I'd be like, okay.
Camera on the 8-year anniversary disappearance of someone. Although at first, it kind of seems possible that this is just a really weird coincidence. But after you start looking into the name of the YouTube channel, 112 Dirtbag, it's pretty clear that it's not a coincidence. 112 isn't just some random number. Mara Murray crashed her car on Route 112. And Mara Murray's father has gone on record calling the kidnappers or abductors of Mara Murray dirtbags. So at this point, it kind of starts adding up a little bit. It kind of seems like it's possible that 112 Dirtbag is ran by the person who abducted Mara Murray. And
either that or just some actual just douches who know about the case and decided to do this.
He decided to upload the Happy Anniversary video as kind of like a way to mock Mara Murray's family or something like that. Eventually, there actually was an investigation into the 112 Dirtbag channel, and it turns out that this guy in the video is Alden Olson, and he's just kind of a nut. Apparently, the local police station actually looked into him after this whole Happy Anniversary thing, and they found that he has little to no connection with the Mara Murray story at all. He's just some crazy old guy who wanted to insert himself into the Mara Murray situation for attention. Till this day, though, the true whereabouts of Mara Murray are still unknown, so...
He's just a lunatic.
YouTube watches you. So this is it. We're at the bottom now.
Hey,
and the last
YouTube
one is just YouTube watches.
Is that the algorithm?
Honestly, a little bit of it.
All right, here's the thing. Yes, YouTube 100% watches you. Your microphone is always on. It is always picking up your voice, and it is always using those recordings to feed the algorithm, feed the advertising algorithm. Anything you type, anything you say, like literally just say Hawaii, and then you'll start to get that a little bit later. Like it's super easy. It's just one of those little things that is kind of like everyone knows it, everyone is aware of it. Nobody really thinks about it because what you know, what can you really do? It's not like Have you seen the TikTok freaking interview with the CEO of TikTok? Like, you're just not going to get those people to figure out how the internet works.
It's an anticlimactic end, if you ask me. The fact that YouTube watches you isn't really much of a secret. Pretty much everyone knows this. Yeah, I mean, yeah, YouTube will take note of the kind of videos that interest you. It'll watch you, it'll see what interests you, and it will recommend you videos that seem to fit your interests.
Yeah,
that's
the
just
algorithm.
what YouTube does. It's almost as though that every YouTube account is personalized. Huh. Yeah, that was it. That was the YouTube iceberg. From the tip of the iceberg to the deepest, darkest depths, we pretty much tried to identify everything on the list. And some of the things on this list are pretty clear, and some of the things on this list are still a little bit mysterious. Well, if you like what you
saw,
make
sure
to
the algorithm,
like,
let it play out to the end. I'll drop you a like, my dude.
Anyway,
please talk, like, go a little bit more in detail with this stuff. I know this is already a long video, 37 minutes, but it's like I feel like I feel like there was a lot more to some of these stories. I want to check out that weird, like, sheep stuffed animal one that's creepy. But I'll tell you what.